lot's been happening in the news this week. So we've had Prince Harry getting engaged to Meghan Markle, and we've had Donald Trump doing a retweet on some far-right video. So what was he thinking? But
in North Korea,
and we've had North Korea. They've actually tested another nuclear weapon, and we're still not doing anything about it. So where do we start today? So let's first of all start talking about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's engagement.
Actually, let's not.
Let's not.
We're going to hear about that over the next few months, and we can talk about it another time.
Oh, I don't know. I've started it
you
off.
Sure?
And, yeah.
Okay.
Well, the reason why I wanted to bring it up, because I did an article on this. I did an article this week on my website, or blog rather, on whether. Did she marry? Is she getting married to him because she's a prince or because he's Harry? And fundamentally, this is in direct contrast to the Harvey Weinstein thing that we've been talking about in the past. Had Harvey Weinstein been a more likable character, you'd have actually found that more people probably wouldn't have come out of the woodwork and actually said he assaulted them. But because he had a reputation for being bully, unlikable, and distasteful. You can want to call it karma, you can call it karma. This is what's happened to him. And it's something that I read in Blink.
The worms that turn, eh?
The worms that turn. Yeah, the worm has turned. But the thing is, you look at someone like Prince Harry, and a lot of people would say he's actually quite good looking, and is attractive even inflated even further by the fact that he's a prince? Maybe, but he's not a bad looking guy. But what it is about Harry that everybody likes is that he's likable. He's fun loving. Yes, he's done a few clangers, but that's what made him a little bit more human as opposed to the rest of the royal family. When he was younger, he famously wore a Nazi uniform to a fancy dress party, and he was caught smoking a little bit of ganja with his friends.
So as far as I can see, he's just a normal young lad. Nothing special about him. Just a normal, nice young lad. I do remember seeing a couple of years ago a program. I don't think it was similar to The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, whereas this time they on purpose chose someone who looked like Harry, called him Harry, and told all the girls that they couldn't say who he was really, with of course the idea that the girls start wondering whether he is Prince Harry or not. And the number of girls who convinced themselves they fell in love with him just because they thought he was Prince Harry and they were going to marry a prince. So that's the only issue I have with that. But if that's what does it for her, fair dues.
Well, the thing is, Meghan Markle has probably had the attention of so many men. I mean, don't forget she's a divorcee as well. But she's had, she'll have had the interest of many, many men in her lifetime. Powerful, good looking, so rich. So the thing is, I'm not sure that the Disney princess themed wedding is really going to be on the top of her mind.
But maybe a prince is the extra icing on the cake.
Well, the thing is, she's giving up her whole life. She's giving up her whole life in another country, and she's coming to the UK. She's already started doing royal engagements. Is she going to be? It's a PR dream for the royal family. She is, by the way, being of mixed race as well is another thing.
That's exactly what I thought. It's the royal family are making her convert to Protestantism. And you know what? That shows they've got their heads screwed on right, and it shows where the government is going horribly wrong. You see, the royal family are not concerned with political correctness, really. They are telling everyone, this is who we are, and if you want to join our club, you have to be what we are, Protestant. This is what this lady's going to do. They are super clever because there is this hint of apparent political correctness by having a half-caste in there as well, so it makes the couple more marketable and therefore brings the royal family more up to date. But make no mistake, the royal family will not tolerate anything that tarnishes their image.
Well, listen, I'm going to be very clear when I say this, and you heard it here first. I believe that they will be the most famous couple in the world for years to come. Just like Princess Diana became very she became probably the most famous, most photographed princess in the world. But the reason with what Princess Diana had, and this is what Prince Harry had together with Meghan Markle, is that she connected with the rest of the world on a more level playing field. She had a big heart and things like this, and Meghan comes across that way.
And the difference is, of course, that she unfortunately tarnished the image of the royal family, and she paid the price. Whereas Meghan Markle is being coached into the royal family.
Oh, hold on a second. I've done a lot of research on this, funny enough, not because it was Princess Diana, but she was the contrast of how this woman was groomed from being this shy, underachieving nanny stroke primary school teacher to probably the most loved woman in the world. And she got branded, I think it was the Queen of Hearts, wasn't she, at one point? She was one of the first people to shake the hand of someone with AIDS before everyone knew what AIDS was really about. She got involved with the landmines. She was groomed to do presentations. She was groomed on how to dress. She was groomed on how to make an impact in this world. And if you actually look at the contrast of where she started from to how she ended up, she's probably, did she die before her time? Yeah, but I'll tell you something, that's one woman who has left a legacy in this world. And I think Meghan Markle's going to do the same thing. Now, you got someone like Prince William and Kate and Kate Middleton. Oh, sorry. And Kate Windsor now, isn't it? And you take them two together, they've got to behave with a lot more decorum. They've got to behave a lot more professional, whereas Prince Harry never had. So sometimes it was probably better to be the second son, because I think Prince Andrew also ran riot when he was younger as well.
You're right. The royal family understand utterly the concept of etiquette. And do you remember there was a few months ago now a scandal of a Tory MP who'd sworn or said something silly on a public event, and people were saying, well, why shouldn't he? Well, there's your answer. You have to know your position in society and the etiquette that is required.
In context, because it's something else. You said something to me the other day in the gym. It's like in the locker room, I'm very different to some of the conversations we have. Maybe you'd like to enlighten us on that? Probably stroke my ego a little bit. I wouldn't mind that either. No, on a serious note, you said I'm quite different, or you had a conversation with your wife actually, or your partner, that I'm quite different in the locker room than I am when we actually have quite deep, meaningful conversations.
Yes, I think you come across as someone quite impressionable. So in other words, you take on the atmosphere of your environment. So when you're with me, you'll happily gas on about intellectual, wonderful intellectual subjects that we can cogitate over and entertain people by and teach them. But at the same time, if I'm someone different, then you'll end up speaking on their level as well. Flicking plasticine around, telling dirty jokes, whatever it is.
Well, it's interesting because I thought a lot about this, and I've thought a lot of this about in the last few years, and this probably relates to Meghan Markle as well, because the thing is, as some people probably know, I'm half British, and my mother is Venezuelan, so I've got these two level of identities going on, and over the years it has caused a level of confusion as to where do you fit in. So you learn to fit into both areas, and maybe that's probably part of why I probably fit into those two areas more comfortably, because there was a part of me that thought, sure, do you know what, I like being the British gent and things like this, and I behave accordingly, and I behave with a lot more decorum, as I said. Yet when I go to somewhere like Miami, because let's face it, I'm not going to go to Venezuela anytime soon. When I go to Miami and I'm with cousins and things like this, I very much then adapt to my Latin culture, as you want to say it.
I think
become the more extended family.
I think you're right. I think it's your sense of identity is not absolutely crystalline, and therefore it does mould a little bit more than the average person to your environment.
That's good, and I think that's the case with most people who come from well, I wouldn't say we're culturally. Actually, we probably are culturally different, but from people who are half. How would you describe it? Interracial, I suppose, or intercultural, or for example, will always have that dilemma. I mean, you look at someone like Barack Obama, and he became presidency mainly because he had black DNA. I'm going to be PC about this, but the thing is, he was also brought up by his white family. So the thing is, he's in that limbo area of where does he flow towards. More so people, people who are.
What religion was he, by the way?
Race. I think. Well, he started off as being Muslim. Well, he was Muslim at one point, I believe, or from Indonesia, or.
The Muslims say that you are every single person is born Muslim.
Yes, I have heard that.
You just convert to other religions, and therefore, if someone says, I want to become Muslim as an adult or a child, they say, you want to revert.
That's right. You have said that to me in the past before. So I don't know. I mean, I think his religion is probably irrelevant in this stage, but it's interesting because there was.
Well, it's not irrelevant, is it? You effectively had a black Muslim president.
But you're asking people to convert. I mean, for example, you talk about she's been asked to convert. Meghan Markle's been asked to convert to Protestantism, but you had someone like Ivanka Trump. Who converted to Judaism because she married a Jew.
Correct, and therefore.
And what was her name? Goldsmith. God, what's her name? The daughter. Not Jemima Goldsmith. She married a Pakistani cricketer and became Khan.
Jemima Khan. Actually, so it was Jemima Goldsmith. She became Jemima Khan.
It was Jemima. Yeah. So, but she converted.
You see, these people have an understanding of strength in unity with identity, and therefore the difficulty with the politically correct culture is it goes the other way. It says, actually, no. You can all be different. You have all the right to be diverse. Well, you do, but not if you want to live in a strong society. If you want to live in a healthy, functioning society, you need strong identity through unity. And I'll give you an example of how things go horribly wrong. We had quite an interesting conversation earlier on this week about how the Second World War started.
Yes, that's correct.
And I said it was. We
should have recorded that one, by the way.
It was the fault of the Americans. And why was it the fault of the Americans? Because after the First World War, Germany had to rebuild itself, and the only way it could do it, because it was bankrupt, was to take loans out. And of course, it was the world banks, particularly the American banks, who lent them the money. And what happened is, because of the greedy bankers getting it all wrong.
It's always the bankers' fault, isn't it?
Well, no. When you say bankers, it's people. People are always soldiers of fortune, and they will do what you allow them to do if you don't have rules and regulations. So what happened was, because of the Great Recession, America went bankrupt, and then all the banks had to foreclose on their loans. And suddenly they foreclosed on the loans in Germany, and of course Germany became destitute and desperate. And that, of course, brought in what's happening now, the far right, and in came Hitler. And Hitler...
Oh, hold on, whoa, he was not far right, actually.
Go on.
Yeah, you see, you talk about far right and Hitler being far right. He wasn't, he was actually far left.
Not initially, but they were ready. They were ready for something more extreme, and he came in
he was an extremist, but he wasn't on the right. You see, because the thing is, people seem to get this confused. This and someone actually described it. Can't remember. I think his name was Dinesh D'Souza. He says, whatever the left did was the best sleight of hand that ever happened by placing fascism, all right, and on the right-hand side. They placed it on the right, but it was all the left. Mussolini was a socialist.
Okay.
Hitler was a socialist. The difference between socialism and socialist Germany and communist Russia was about power, because it was the same thing. Nothing really. They didn't differ in their beliefs on how to do things. So everything. I mean, actually, if you look at every president who's attempted to be assassinated in the States, they all came from the left, right? So everyone blames the far right for being these violent people. And believe me, there's no place for the far right in this world. I don't believe that. I am moderate right, but as soon as you start going too far to the right.